Good morning, everyone. Welcome to broadcast 140 of Golden VCR. Let's do it.
So subdue it, put it down. What he was saying was, snake coming,
Oh,
snake coming, subdue it, put it down. Snake.
beware, I am a snake. It has been foretold. Do not trust me, I am Satan. How's everybody doing today? How did we enjoy 5-hour nonstop Christmas stream last on Monday? Because we're not doing that right now. I'm glad. It was chill. It's surprising to me sometimes how Green Day, I have not been to the post office, but so it got delivered to the P.O. box. I will be going there today, so I'll let you know if there are any issues, any secret surprises that need to be handled. Thank you. And yeah, we got a few tapes from Joshy D, including a secret tape that I'm only allowed to open on my birthday, which will be coming up in January. I've been perusing. Haley has been perusing, in fact, the West Coast Dev box and calling out some really amazing stuff in there, in addition to flirting with magic. So I'm looking forward to a break at the end of the year here, and then I'll be looking forward to your maybe. Yeah, I think so. There are too many boxes now. I'll try and just post a summarized like status update on the Discord once I get all the boxes in hand. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to getting those on the shelf and ready to stream in 2025. For now, though, I think it's time for some tapes. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I also enjoyed the Christmas stream Monday. We'll probably have a few more Christmas things on Saturday this week, which will be our last stream for the year. Yeah, it's surprising to me sometimes how even when I'm like going substitute teacher mode, because there's really two ways you can do what I'm doing here. You can present the tape as if it's like, a television rebroadcast, like this is the tape, and then you step away and you let the tape speak for itself. And I think that works really well for a lot of things. I think it would be extremely tiring for me, and probably also extremely tiring for the audience if I was attempting to like be streamer reaction bro on top of every single tape. There are tapes where that's fun and that works, but so anyway, I was trying to do more of the former with these longer streams where it's just like, let's watch all these tapes. And I'm surprised, honestly, at how it's still like tiring, because you're still like, I left the house for an hour during that stream. So on some level, I'm really not that engaged and not that worried about it. But you're still in your head like, oh, I gotta make sure nothing bad is happening on stream. I still feel a sense of responsibility for like people's entertainment, even though I don't have to. So thank you for being here, for all of this. Oh my God. Give me steam. Indeed. Like, literally, give me steam. It's steam time. And then I think, who wants to learn about bush pilots of Alaska? That seems pretty educational. pretty close. I've never noticed the woodpeckers in the background are just like, they're flat, I think. They're like JPEG birds.
You know your culture from your trash. You know your plastic from your cash. When on the side of the track, you know the way back, but I know you. You know you're stripper from your pain. You know you're sinner from your saint. Whenever heaven's doors are shut, you get them open, but
Welcome to Peter Gabriel's Disembodied. Well, it's not his crotch. Yeah, it's a model's crotch.
how you feel can make it real. Real as any place you be.
But in the fiction of this universe, welcome to Peter Gabriel's Disembodied crotch.
The dreamer's dream. Stand back,
How can I be so bad at this? I have no latency.
stand back. Stand back, stand back. Can't you see I lost control? I'm getting indiscreet. You're moving in so close, and I'm picking up this heat. This heat. Give me steam. I'm how you feel can make it real. Real as anything you've seen. Get along with the dreamer's dream. You know your cream from your red. You know the quick from the dead.
Sizzles.
Better than the rest. You think you do best.
I love it. I love those dogs sniffing at my feet.
You know your letter from your snake. You know the throttle from the brake. You know your straight line from a curve. You've got a lot of nerve, but I know you.
You gotta be kidding me. The lyrics to the hook of Peter Gabriel's
Steam.
Steam
I'm how you feel
have been rejected.
real as any place you
That can't be right.
get along
Hey, look at the log. Oh, yep.
with the dreamer's dream.
Your request was rejected as a result of our safety system.
Everybody
That can't be right.
hold your breath, count to
Let me try again.
slap, booby trap, cover it up in bubble wrap, room shake, earthquake, find a way to stay away. It's gonna blow, it's gonna break. This is more than I can take.
Now it works.
Oh yeah,
And its name is Sunny.
I need steam. Feel the steam around me. Help me, yeah. Ready to steam.
I love that deliciously 80s limo. Raleigh, a rail meet. Okay. Huh. That's perplexing. Ooh.
Stand back.
I hope you enjoyed today's morning presentation of the national anthem. Let's look up Bush Pilots of Alaska. Where is my button? Here we go. Yeah, rail meat is perpetually forbidden. I do have to... Yeah, we keep having to approve rail meat every time you say rail meat. Bush Pilots of Alaska, sent in by me from 1995. Yeah, I pulled this up and I was like, Bush Pilots of Alaska, sent in by West Coast. Oh, no, wait. It's an Alaska tape that I found. I think. Glad you're here, Deb. Let's see. Oh, it's made in Alaska and everything. Look at that cute little logo. It's a polar bear with a cub. Here, you can see it better there. Bush Pilots of Alaska. Travel into the world of the Alaskan bush pilot, a world of challenge and danger. Not to mention some of the most awe-inspiring sights in the world. There are few runways here, so pilots take off and land at any semi-flat surface they can find amid the towering mountain passes, rugged glaciers, gravel bars, mud flats, farms, lakes, streams, beaches, or in small clearings hacked out in the wilderness. The weather can change from clear to sunny to whiteout conditions in minutes, and pilots have to be aware of icing conditions and downdrafts from the sides of mountains. The favorite airplanes were designed and built over 50 years ago, still covered with fabric and equipped with balloon tires, skis, or floats. The skill and knowledge required to fly in Alaska's bush country comes only after many hours in the air, flying all kinds of conditions. Yet the number of mishaps every year proves that flying in Alaska is a dangerous challenge, even to experienced pilots. Narrated by Jerry Harper, 47 minutes, color. And it is kind. So without further ado, let's have some education. Let's learn more about our favorite Canadian province, Alaska. Here we go. Let's learn more about our favorite Russian oblast, Alaska. Let's learn more about our favorite non-contiguous state of America that is cold, Alaska. These are migratory films. That's how it made its way all the way to North Carolina from Alaska, where it was made. Oh. In memory of the cool bush pilots who were sadly lost in accidents. God damn, those are some dramatic
Very definitely the bush pilots today.
I gotta go to Alaska,
all
don't I?
the Super Cubs you see around, they make more landings off runway than they do on runway. It's like anything else, you learn over the years, and the equipment's a little more sophisticated, and yeah, I think there's a lot of good bush pilots around.
Some people are frightened of flying in small aircraft. A lot of people haven't ever flown on floats. That's something totally new for them. Also flying with a woman pilot is something totally new. You know, get 6 men in an airplane and I'm the pilot, and they look rather shocked when I walk out.
More safety items as far as the seat belts and harnesses, because they do wreck them a lot more than they do in the lower 48. You know, they land these things on the sides of mountains and river bars, and you know, in the lower 48 they basically have good runways, and it's a lot safer.
Well, I look for someplace long enough and smooth enough to land. Generally on the mountains it tends to have a slope to it. It's usually a one-way type thing. You land going uphill and take off going the other way no matter what the wind's doing.
Sequence start. Endeavour's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 15 seconds. 11, 10, 9, and we have a go for main engine start. 5, 4.
The space shuttle
3,
thunders off the
2,
launch pad, flying
1,
into space with hardly a
and
notice
we have
from a
liftoff.
jaded American
Liftoff of
public.
the Space Shuttle Endeavour on an
On
ambitious
towards
mission
the
to
new
service the
millennium
Hubble
it
Space
flies, the
Telescope.
most complicated flying machine ever developed, carrying the hopes of humanity towards a common future. One of the shuttle's most recent missions has been to maintain the Hubble Space Telescope, enabling us to look into space and back in time billions of years to when our universe was in its infancy.
Two-engine Banjul. Roger, two-engine Banjul.
Jettison of the solid rocket.
But we need only look back 80 years to find the infancy of aviation. From the very beginning of aviation, the planes were used for transporting people and cargo. It was not long after the development of the airplane that there was one flying over Alaska's vast untamed land. People were fascinated by this new form of transportation. The takeoffs and landings were a spectacle not to be missed. Alaska and aviation was then, as space is today, a new frontier. You might say Alaska and aviation grew together. Reaching out to all corners of this giant land, the airplane and the pilots began replacing the dog team and musher as a way of transporting mail, people, and cargo from village to village. Early miners in their quest for gold took advantage of the new form of transportation. The miners could reach the precious metal in places that would have been impractical by dog or foot. Numbering only a few at first, most of the pilots were corn-fed Midwesterners. There are few history books that chronicle the names of these early aviators. An expression of the time, bush league, was used to describe them. It meant second class, second rate, or something from the farm or the sticks. But the people who knew them and flew with them thought the bush pilots were nothing less than heroes. They flew in airplanes so flimsy it was amazing that they stayed aloft. Combining the airplane with guts and determination, the bush pilot kept Alaska's aviation lifeline open. It wasn't long before the river bars and grass strips gave way to graveled runways and larger planes. Alaska's population was growing, and with it, the aviation industry. There continued to be demand for the small airplane in the less accessible towns and villages. The small planes could easily be adapted to the varied environmental and weather conditions. Skis were added to the planes when the ground was covered with snow. It was a lot of work keeping the airplanes operating in Alaska's seemingly endless winter. At 30 below zero, it took hours just to warm up the engines enough to start. Just because you were up and running did not mean you were out of the woods. Winter had its own lessons to teach these early aviators. Getting a few bangs and bruises along the way was part of it. Catching a wheel in a crack in the ice on a seemingly frozen lake was bad enough. Getting it out and flying again was a project in itself. In the spring, the ice thawed, giving way to the bush pilots' new runways, the thousands of rivers and lakes of Alaska. An airplane equipped with floats could take advantage of this. Once again, the pilots adapted the airplane to a new environment. A measure of the pilot's skill was his longevity. Is he a good pilot, someone would ask, and another pilot would respond, well, he's still alive, so he must be good. That was the way things were back then. The element of danger has always been associated as part of flying in Alaska bush country. This element of danger was like gasoline to fire, fueling the myth of the bush pilot. The intrepid nature of these individuals was becoming legend. Becoming a good bush pilot took luck, skill, determination, and good old American ingenuity. Most all of it learned by trial and error. Aviation was in its infancy. The early Alaskan bush pilots were redefining aviation. At the same time Alaska aviators were redefining the usage of the small airplane, there was another group of people doing some redefining of their own, the military. And with the military came the paved runways and metal planes. A lot of the original bush pilots turned in their bush flying wings for the new airline wings. Large multi-engine, multi-pilot metal planes were shrinking America even more. This marked the beginning of the end of the evolution of the small bush plane, an evolution that began with the Wright brothers and ended with the long paved runways of modern America. Most of the lower 48 states no longer needed bush pilots, and they began to go the way of the barnstormers before them, existing only in the stories passed on. Remarkably, Alaska bush pilots and their planes have persisted. Only in Alaska do pilots continue to redefine the limits of bush aviation. Today's aviator of Alaska has adapted the planes whose technology has changed little over the past 40 years. True wilderness. Alaska has an abundance of such wild places, and the mode of transportation most used to gain access to this wilderness is still the airplane. Today, as in the past, it is the wilderness of Alaska that draws people to it. Wilderness areas that support the fish and animals it is justly famous for. Alaska's gold of the new millennium is its wilderness area.
Steady now. Hold on. Here it comes. Closer in, yeah.
Alaska's wilderness and natural beauty fueled the small plane aviation industry of Alaska 75 years ago. It's the same wilderness and beauty that fuels the aviation industry today. During Alaska's summer tourist season, Lake Hood in Anchorage, by far the largest float plane base in the world, will have hundreds of takeoffs and landings a day. Most of the pilots in Alaska are private pilots. They're the pilots who use the small airplane as an RV, like you or I would use a boat or a motorhome. Most of these private pilots accumulate less than 50 hours a year flight time. There's no place in the world that has a concentration of small airplanes like Anchorage, Alaska. Lake Hood is the O'Hare Airport of the float plane world. Gwendolyn Ferreira, air taxi pilot operating from Lake Hood.
My grandfather came up in the early 30s, and he flew up here. My father flew here also. And so I was kind of raised in a flying family around airplanes, and currently the only female flying Part 135, which is the air taxis or air carriers off Lake Hood. They do what they call a 135 check, and the FAA goes out and flies with you. And so they check you out on every aircraft you're going to fly. 206 Beaver wheels floats, because they're two different configurations. I think anybody that flies in Alaska bush isn't really flying for money. It's got to be for pleasure, too. Anchorage, Alaska's got the largest privately owned float plane base in the world. So aviation's not an unusual thing here. A lot of people are into aviation and own airplanes. At Alaska Air Taxi, we have Beavers, 206s on floats and wheels, and we have used my Cub. And mainly because of the loads they can haul. They're just the ultimate bush plane, especially the Beaver.
With over a 40-year heritage of bush flying service, the Beaver, built by de Havilland Aircraft Company of Canada, is considered by most to be the world's best bush plane in its weight category. Originally designed as a float plane, the Beaver is one of the few planes specifically built for bush operation. The de Havilland Beaver isn't made anymore. The demands for such planes is very limited. With the last of them being made in the mid-60s, it's not unusual to fly in Beavers 30 years old. When was the last time you drove in a car that was over 30 years old?
For flying, I like to fly a lot of our rafters. I haul out a lot of people with all their gear and their rafts and everything, and they're all excited and looking forward to their trip, and you pick them up and they're exhilarated and they've had just a wonderful trip. Just being outdoors, they've enjoyed being away from the grind, and so I think I enjoy that more actually than your everyday tour. Even though when you first start out you think, oh, it's another tour, you enjoy it once you're airborne and you start seeing it and you get all excited again and telling everybody about how wonderful the state is.
There can be upwards of 500 takeoffs and landings per day at Lake Hood. Gwendolyn may make 6 of them. On the average, a pilot flying for one of the air taxi services on Lake Hood may get between 500 and 800 hours per year flying time. Most all the air time is bush time.
I think a lot of the flying that's done in Alaska is bush flying. There are so many places that are unapproved. The strips are unapproved, landing in rivers, lakes. For bringing, tourism has grown a lot in Alaska, so there's a lot of people that go out fishing and hunting and sightseeing, and the places you land them are on unapproved areas. And it takes you a little bit of time to get real proficient in those aircraft. That's probably the most important thing, especially when you're flying them in out of rivers and tight places, and knowing what you can and can't get away with them. Probably the most enjoyable flying I like to do is mountain flying. It's extremely beautiful in the mountains, and when it's calm, the airplane's like an extension of yourself, and you just kind of float between mountains and valleys, and there's so much to see. It's just beautiful up there, and that's probably my most favorite flying there is in the mountains.
Gwendolyn is checked out to fly many types of aircraft. Her own plane, a Piper Super Cub, model number PA-18, originally built by Piper Aircraft Company, is older than she is. Its original design dates back to the early 40s.
The weather can be a real challenge, especially working in the fishery or even in the 135 operations, the tourism type operations. But there's certain things you just learn. not to push, and if you're out flying in Prince William Sound, you learn to keep the coast always visible off one side of you, and if you ever turn, you get out over the water and turn back towards the land so you don't get yourself where you can't tell which is up and which is down.
Alaska is a land of stunning beauty that makes flying a rare pleasure. But with the pleasure comes the pain. Alaska weather is some of the most unpredictable weather on Earth. It's hard to believe that in this age of jet travel, the bush plane of choice is built with the aviation technology of 50 years ago. Alaska is one of the few places in the world that can support a small industry that does nothing but rebuild these airplanes. Dan Hollingsworth of Dan's Aircraft Repair.
The Cub flies so slow, and the gear is strong on it, the tail's built strong, and nobody's been able to match it really with a superior design. Some of them are fairly old. We get planes because they wear out. The bolts wear out, fabric wears out. They poke a lot of holes in them, just from running over sticks, fly up through the tail or inside the fuselages. A lot of them have problems with tubes rusting from the inside out. So we get a hold of them, we got to either stick a new fuselage in them or cut the tubes out that are bad and weld them back up.
Time takes its toll on these small airplanes. With the cost of a new airplane so prohibitive, the owners must have their old ones taken apart and rebuilt.
You can rebuild a Super Cub in 2.5 months, 2 guys, 8 to 10 hours a day, if you stay on it solid. This is not it's not assembly line, it's all hand work, and there's a lot of hand work. Each wing probably has over 1,000 screws in it.
With frames of steel tubing covered in fabric, these old planes seem to be stuck in a time warp. Originally designed in the early 40s as a trainer, the Piper Cub had a short military career during World War II and the Korean conflict. After the war, the Cub became popular as a low-cost utility aircraft. Today, the Cub is considered the finest bush plane in the world. Hand-built, their cost has skyrocketed.
They cost quite a lot of money to rebuild these things, and the average person, if he's not working the airplane, can't afford it unless he's a doctor or a lawyer or has a good income. Just for an example, as far as this work being a lost art, we've had people call us from California, Oklahoma. They can't find nobody to cover their tail feathers or their fuselage. They call us up, ask us questions, or send us the part, and we cover it. It is a lost art, and there's not that many people that really know how to do this.
As far as bush planes go, Mr. Piper had close to a perfect design with the Cub. There's a niche the airplane has filled, that of a bush plane. Without the passed-on skills of the craftsmen and pilots who work on them, the Cub would have long ago gone the way of the dodo bird, as did many other less successful aviation designs.
I wouldn't consider myself a bush pilot, but I do land on the mountains and on the river bars, and I'm probably just the average pilot. Guy that lands up on a glacier, on the side of the mountains, short 300-foot strips or shorter, that's what I would classify a bush pilot as. A guy that's, he can look at a spot and he can tell you what kind of terrain it is and if he can land there or if he can't land there, just by experience, by looking at the terrain. Oh, there's still some bush pilots around.
When a bush pilot accumulates over 10,000 hours stick time, most all of it flying the backcountry of Alaska, he's at a skill level that could be characterized as an art form. Paul Claus is the quintessential example of a bush pilot. Flying since the age of 13, Paul is best known for the really remote and rugged type of bush flying.
We have beaver to haul in people and supplies to the lodge, and Super Cubs we use for the real remote stuff, pioneering new places and exploring new places. My father wanted me to be an airline pilot originally and said that was the way to go. He had lots of time off and travel and everything. But as far as flying, the type of flying we do here has to be the funnest in the world. It's never boring, you know, it's never the same. It's always something different. Even if you're going to a place that you've been before, the weather's different, the wind conditions are different. It's always different.
Paul flies a very basic airplane, one quite different from most small planes you see flying overhead. All instruments and gauges are non-electrical components. There are no lights on the plane, it has no batteries or wiring, and the radio he uses is charged up nightly and velcroed to the plane's instrument panel for the day. The airplane is controlled by a stick and rudder pedals connected to the wires that lead to the outside flying surfaces. The airframe and flying surfaces of the Super Cub have changed little over 40 years. However, large balloon tires, stronger landing gear, and disc brakes have been added, allowing for rough off-runway landings. Because there's no battery and there can be no starter motor for the engine, Paul must hand prop the engine to start. By eliminating the electrical system, Paul has reduced the overall weight of the airplane by over 200 pounds. This enhances the plane's performance and allows him to do what he's best known for: mountain flying.
Flying, you know, you sit here at the lodge and it can, you know, might be really nice weather, and you get up in the mountains and it might be different, or vice versa. You really don't ever know until you stick your nose in it. A lot of times picking up climbers and stuff on the mountains, you know, I might think that there's no chance, but I'll, you know, go up and take a peek at it, and a lot of times there's a hole there, there's openings that I can get up and get into the mountains.
What Paul is known for above all as a mountain pilot is his ability to land and take off the glaciers high in the mountains. He's unmatched at this unique form of flying. His background as a mountain climber providing him the familiarity with mountainous terrain so necessary to this type of flying. Hours of flight time trial and error have put Paul in an aviation class of his own. Paul may have as much as 15,000 hours flying time as a bush pilot, most all of it in the mountains.
Well, glaciers are a real trick, landing on bare ice with wheels, because you don't have anything to judge the size of things that you're used to looking at, like trees or a building, or, you know, all you got's rocks and ice, and you know, a rock that's big enough to wreck your airplane might not look that big to you from what your eye sees. So judging how rough places are is the real skill. I've learned, you know, little tricks that different colors of ice that tend to be smoother. It seems like stuff that's got more dirt on it tends to melt out more evenly than just a pure white ice. A big percentage of places I land up high in the mountains it's one way, and you're gonna land that way, and you're gonna take off the other way. There's no other choice. It's too steep. And there's times when you go there and you can't land. The conditions aren't right. It's too much wind or whatever. You have to be able to say no. I soloed when I was 14, and I had a private pilot's license when I was 17. But I've been riding around the back seat of a Super Cub with my dad since before I can remember. And really, I learned everything, you know, basically from my dad, and I'm real fortunate to be able to continue to fly with him now. He's 60 years old, and we still go out every day together, and our whole operation is family run, our lodge, and the whole entire business is family, and it's kind of a unique situation.
From the very beginning of Alaska's settlement, winter transportation relied on dogs and sleds. Winter supplies and mail to the remote villages and outposts was delivered by dog sled. By the end of 1924, airplanes had begun replacing the dog team in Alaska as the major form of backcountry transportation. The airplane and pilot was displacing the dog team and musher. With the advent of the snow machine, it seemed like the end of dog mushing as a means of winter transportation. However, today there's a resurgence of mushing as a wintertime activity, not only here in Alaska, but also in other parts of the country. The dog team and musher, along with the small airplane and pilots, are still here. They found their niche here in Alaska. Working together now more than ever, they provide the recreational and travel needs for people over the long winter. Today, there's a growing trend in Alaska aviation, eco-aviation, air taxi service based on tourism. More and more people come to Alaska to experience the natural beauty and recreation opportunities. Former Olympian downhill skier Max Moreau.
This is remote. At the end of the highway is remote by any standard. And we're 150 miles beyond the end of the highway. So this is way out. This is a remote area. Without this airplane system here that these people have, this would be inaccessible to 99.9% of all the people.
Spring skiing on the Wrangell St. Elias mountain range is to the skier what the North Shore of Hawaii is to the surfer, or the Himalayas to the mountain climber. In the Wrangell Mountains, you get to name the runs you make and ski peaks that have never been skied. The only way you can get to these magnificent mountains is by plane or dog team. You could walk, but the snow would probably be melted before you got there.
You have the team of the Klaus father and son, Paul and John, and they have the Beaver type aircraft, which we see over here in the forefront, and then they ferry you into a base camp, an area where you begin to ski at whatever level you're going to do for that day. With the Beaver, it carries about 8 or 10 people, and then they bring in Super Cubs, very high-powered small aircraft that can land and take off in a very short distance. And with the skills of these pilots, they can take off in a low land, circle around to elevation, and they land on spaces that you think is impossible. And they do it very comfortably, and you know, they're adequate at their work, and you feel very safe and confident. And the uphill can be just about as nice as the downhill.
Most of today's remote lodges and bush pilots got their start as guiding services for the hunters and fishermen who came to Alaska. The ever-growing ecotourism industry of today is more and more becoming the staple for the lodge owners and air taxi services. Many of today's visitors are looking for the unspoiled natural beauty of Alaska and will go to great lengths to experience it. They prefer skiing the mountains rather than mining them. Paul spends his day flying skiers to the top of the mountains so that they can ski down, all day making trip after trip to the top of the mountain.
And the mountains here, the St. Elias Mountains, are, well, it's the highest range in North America. And they go up to 20,000 feet. Mount Logan, which is in Canada actually, is 20,100 and some feet. And then Mount St. Elias and the surrounding mountains go from 20,000 feet down, and we're 1,000 feet above sea level here. So, you know, it's just dramatic.
The dogs go on to meet with John Claus, Paul's father, at the Beaver for their plane ride back to the lodge. In the early days of bush flying, a common practice among pilots was to make flyby supply drops. With bags of flour and an outhouse as a target, this bombing tradition is kept alive as a competition at the Gulkana Air Show. Every spring, people come from all over Alaska to this air show dedicated to bush pilots and their planes. They come to see the latest in bush aviation development and design. All types of planes and pilots get involved with the air show. The air show climaxes with the STOL competition. STOL, meaning short takeoff and landing, is the ability of a pilot and his plane to take off and land in the shortest possible distance. Rooted in bush flying tradition, today it's used to help define what bush flying is. A pilot's ability to land and take off in a short distance meant added territory that he could service. There are some pilots who take this idea of short landing and takeoff to the extreme. Weight conscious, they put on miniature tail wheels, and for added lift, they installed vortex generators to the leading edge of the extended wings. This highly modified plane is suited well for this type of competition, but is not practical for landing on the side of a mountain or on a glacier.
Coming in and landing is Dave King from Gulkana.
Unfairly, STOL is often used as the ultimate measurement of a bush pilot's skills. Although important, STOL plays a small part in the overall development of a skilled bush pilot. Notice how the pilot works the tail of this highly modified plane to help coax it off the ground. These extreme measures pay off with a 30-foot takeoff, and once airborne, can fly very slow. Regardless of how your plane flies, when you land it, you must land on the mark, or as close to it as possible, and stop in the shortest possible distance for the highest score. Once airborne, it almost seems like these airplanes do not want to land. A lot of these planes are working bush planes, the same planes their owners fly to make themselves a living. A regular of the show is Master Bush pilot Bill Ellis. His plane is a slightly modified Super Cub. Here he shows how it's done. The extreme crossroad is needed to overcome the forces of prop and engine torque. Mr. Ellis comes in for his landing, drops his plane down on the mark, and jams the brakes for one of the shortest landings of the day. Ultima Thule Lodge, Wrangell St. Elias National Park, located 120 miles from the nearest road. Everything, including the tractor John Claus uses to maintain the lodge, had to be flown here. John Claus has been flying Alaska backcountry for over 30 years. John talks about what it takes to become a successful bush pilot.
Well, there are no real big secrets. It just takes experience. And basically, we're landing on places, whether it's ice or gravel bars or tundra, that you've never been before, and you don't know just what the conditions are. And it takes some time to learn that. And if you've walked over it and can judge from the air what the land looks like, whether it's ice or tundra or gravel, the size of the rocks, you know, that's hard to learn from just flying over, and you have to try it a time or two. And so many times, at first, you misjudge it. The rocks were really a lot larger than you thought. The ditch was a little deeper than you thought, and the muskeg was a little softer than you thought. But the next time, you'll have a little better idea, and then the next time, even a better idea. And it's not something somebody can tell you about, or you can read in a book. You have to learn it on your own. There are a certain number of cardinal things that you just cannot make a mistake. And one of the first things you learn when you're doing any kind of mountain flying or bush flying is if you want to look at something in a valley, you never start from the bottom of the valley and work your way up. You do just the opposite. You circle up around, keep plenty of elevation, start at the top of the valley, and then go down the valley. And you know, we've seen that. We could, right from where we're sitting here, I can look at a valley where a person lost their life. It was a very low-time pilot, and he did just the opposite. And once the airplane won't climb as fast as the valley is climbing, you're going to run into the ground. And what generally happens is people become aware that they're not going to be able to climb out of that, so then they make a turn, and many times that turn is fatal because the airplane just spins in then. If the valley's not too terribly steep and you just keep going right straight ahead, you know, you stand a real good chance of surviving it.
Paul, John's son, is the embodiment of what he has described as a bush pilot. Paul is a bush pilot in the truest sense of the word. John explains why his son Paul has evolved into the pilot he has.
He has, in my opinion, an uncanny ability to judge the countryside, just exactly what we were talking about, especially on glaciers. Many times there'll be a color variation, maybe some rocks and then white and then some more rocks. And as you fly over that, it could just look absolutely impossible. The rocks give the impression of a ditch or something, but he spent so much time doing it and actually walking over the country that he's developed an ability to judge just how smooth it is. And he really doesn't make many mistakes anymore doing that.
After several passes down the glacier, Paul thinks he's found a place long enough and smooth enough to land. By setting the flaps, Paul slows the plane down and generates more lift in the wings. He will make his approach as slow as the plane will fly. At 10,000 feet, landing on a glacier on the side of a mountain, the plane's landing speed will depend on wind conditions on the glacier. A landing that is, in most cases, one way. Once committed, there is no turning back. Many of the irregularities of the ice that would have meant a disastrous landing to planes of 30 years ago can now be absorbed by the large balloon tires. The low air pressure of the tires allows for off-runway landings on very rough terrain that would have been unthinkable to land on with the early planes and smaller tires.
And it's not uncommon to literally land with full power. And you literally let the glacier or the slope fly into you.
Picking up climbers on a glacier, transporting dogs to the top of a mountain, or acting as a ski lift for skiers. These are just some of the chores of the Alaska bush pilot today. There's no other place in the world that a pilot can make a living flying people and supplies into the wilderness as they can do in Alaska. To make a living at flying these small planes is like no other occupation. The average income of most of these pilots is probably less than $50,000 a year. That is, of course, if there are no mishaps that would result in major expenses or rebuilds. What draws men and women to pursue the adventure and occupation of bush flying? Is it the allure of flight or the land they fly over? Ultimately, it's Alaska and its wilderness that draws men and women to it. For the pilots who live here, the wilderness represents freedom. Freedom to fly wherever their hearts say they must.
Yeah, and it's a lifestyle that we've got here, and like I say, it's family run, and it's kind of like a ranch. You know, we don't most everything we make gets thrown back into the business and into the airplanes and into the lodge itself, and we don't really get rich, but we have a very rewarding life, and we get you know, each day flying around. I never get bored, never get tired of it. And, I can't think of anything that I'd rather do.
The reason I'm working on these airplanes and building them is because I like to fly them myself. That's what got me involved with this. As far as I'm concerned, that these airplanes are the best bush airplanes in the world. And Mr. Piper had close to a perfect design as far as a bush plane. And people keep trying to build airplanes to beat them, and they haven't been able to do it.
Every time I'm out there flying, I feel like that it's something that you just don't feel doing anything else. I've often told my family if I die in an airplane, then they'll at least know I died doing something that I love.
On August 27, 1994, Gwendolyn Ferreira and her boyfriend, Jeffrey Gustafson, died in a plane crash in the Talkeetna Mountains of Alaska during severe turbulence.
Without this airplane system here that these people have, this would be inaccessible to 99.9% of all the people.
You know, all the Super Cubs you see around, they make more landings off runway than they do on runway. It's like anything else. You learn over the years, and I think there's a lot of good bush pilots around.
It may be that the men and women who take off for the adventure of flying over the wilds of Alaska are trying to live the myth of the bush pilots of long ago. Or could it be that they, the true bush pilots of Alaska, are a living myth, living the adventures that will be passed on as stories told to the young and old who can only dream of flying over the wilds of Alaska?
These bush pilots seem like pretty serious people. Well, maybe serious isn't the right word. They're serious about what they're doing. They also laugh in the face of death. In I think a very Alaskan way. Alaskans are just used to being in a country that wants to kill them, and they've made peace with it, and they're warm and cheerful in spite of it. Yeah, I guess they're just ice Australians. Or in the summertime, they're mosquito Australians. Yeah. Well, what a beautiful little glimpse into Alaska. That was very chill. I liked the style of that, how it was presented. Not a lot of like bombastic music or anything, just very, very slice of life. Australia. Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you want next? Smoky Mountain Moments or Seabert, The Mysterious Journey? This is where Seabert meets pandas and travels the world. Oh, this seems very contentious. Let me make a poll. Next tape. Seabert pandas or Smoky Mountain. You have 1 minute to decide. Go. Oh, Seabert is leading in the polls. We will watch both of them almost certainly in this stream. Seabert in The Mysterious Journey. Or is it Seabert? The lovable baby seal. My name is Jean Seabert. Seabert saves the day as he helps his friends Ara and Tommy protect the animals of the world. Their adventures take them from the hottest African plains to the coldest Himalayan mountains. With love, warmth, and sharing, they help excitable rhinos, friendly sea otters, happy snow hares, and huggable pandas. Don't hug a panda in the wild. Escape from the clutches of evil Graphite and his gang. Seabert, The Mysterious Journey. We don't know how long this is. It can't be that long. There's not that much tape on the reel. 30 minutes, maybe an hour max. Let's check it out. It's Seabert time. This one was sent in by Bella. I have too many tapes on my desk. Thank you for not tying the poll, everyone. Really appreciate it. We have a community here that's really discovered that they have the power to grind democracy to a halt by just being as indecisive as possible. Oh my God. Oh, look at that. He's so precious. Seabert, The Mysterious Journey. Very high
Once
budget
upon
titles.
a time, civilized man and beasts of the wild lived together in harmony, neither threatening the other's future existence. But unfortunately, the world is different today. Many wild animals are disappearing from the earth because man is hunting them and destroying their natural habitats. The earth's most precious resources are being threatened by the destructive forces of civilization. The number of species facing extinction has reached a frightening peak.
Good Lord.
It is the aim of this dedicated trio, Tommy, Ara, and Seabert.
Seabert, behave.
What the hell?
Dedicated trio.
The evil hunter just goes up to two mountain rams and shoves a gun in their face.
Once again, all inhabitants of the world can live together in peace.
I love it. Yeah, we'll do less than 2 hours of this.
Whatever the case may be, he'll win the victory. The villains always take the fall. Seabert the seal is on his way. Seabert the seal is here to stay.
What a great song.
Whenever things go wrong, he'll always come along. Let's hear it for Seabert. Hooray!
I love how misguided it is to have this like ecological message but then also be like, you should hug pandas and take a baby seal out of the Arctic and put him in your car and drive him through the jungle.
In a place called Tibet, the Himalayan hare are in grave danger. These
Probably
little
not
creatures are mysteriously disappearing from the mountains. Tommy, Aura, and Seabert, although currently unaware of this situation, may be the only ones who can save these animals from extinction.
It's gonna get dark soon.
I believe so. Let me look at a calendar.
Good evening, Greenland television viewers. Thank you for joining us on this
Yeah.
Tonight in our series, Furry Animals in Danger, you'll see a very rare and threatened species, the Himalayan white hare.
Yeah, so I'll be back in January.
Seabert.
Not sure precisely when.
Seabert, you're blocking the TV.
The Himalayan white hare was living in abundance in the mountains of Tibet until a few months ago.
Wow, he looks like Seabert.
Yeah, Seabert with ears and paws.
The furry little creatures disappeared from the area mysteriously, and no one seems to know why.
I'm glad we decided to come to Tibet, Tommy. I only hope we're not too late to help the Himalayan white hare.
So the children got 3 horses
Riding for hours.
and their pet sail
Use a rest.
and set off into the snowy Himalayas of Tibet by themselves
Village.
to single-handedly solve the ecological issues. I do love the message of, like, yeah, the extinction of species and all this ecological disruption. It's not like, you know, it's not like systemic things that we should be addressing as a society.
Deserted.
If species are going extinct, it's because these 2 children didn't work hard enough.
Wait, Tommy. Over there.
Kids, get out there and save some species, you lazy buggers.
Children are always more accepting than adults.
Oh, Tanag Minarum. Na me, Lati, iti, phonum.
I think Seabert just made some new friends.
I think you're right.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm the Divine Master, the wise man of this village.
That you speak our language.
I speak many languages after all. I am the Divine Master.
I don't know if
call me, oh revered
the
master.
Tibetan religious traditions would involve
Master.
designating one man as the Divine Master.
Oh yeah, Seabert left with the children. They really seem to like him.
I'm not like that
Never seen a white hare
knowledgeable
without
about
paws or
Buddhism,
ears.
but I have read a lot, and I don't think Divine Master is a thing.
They're going to make rabbit stew.
Oh no!
Seabert isn't a
I don't really
hare,
think the
and he's not
concept
for
of
eating.
divinity
He's our friend.
is that germane to... Anyway.
Where's Seabert? Seabert!
They're hungry. White rabbit stew has become a rare treat.
We know. That's why we've come. We want to discover the reason for their sudden disappearance.
Oh, the reason is simple. It's the Yeti. He and his appetite have taken all the white hair from us. He eats up everything.
Come on now, O revered master. You know that the Yeti doesn't exist. Everyone talks about it, but no one's ever seen it. I'm sure there's another reason.
The Yeti does exist. I've seen it from a distance, and I'll prove it to you.
The Yeti is going to be a Scooby-Doo style villain that is actually just
If you insist.
imperialist commercial forces over harvesting the rabbits. It will be graphite, right? It's going to be that one guy who's like causing every ecological disaster around the world with his team of lackeys.
We've reached the beginning of the slope. We must leave the ponies here and continue on foot.
Okay, Seabert. You're going to be able to go on your own now.
Oh no, Bella. My fatal weakness. Now people can tell me to shut up, white boy.
Look, over there! The Yeti! We're almost there.
I needed my ego to be protected by Automod.
Do you see anything?
All I see is white.
Oh no. I'm dying.
Here
I'm
they
melting.
are. The Yeti's tracks.
It's the
Look
white
for
boy's
yourself.
one fatal weakness. Being told that no one cares about
His
his
foot has
opinion.
got to be at least 2.5 yards long.
A monster that size probably eats 10 rabbits for breakfast alone.
Yeah, that would explain the disappearance of the white hairs. But what I don't understand is why he suddenly decided to eat all of them at once. Let's follow the tracks. It'll take the Yeti himself to convince me.
Follow his tracks.
No, Haley is privileged now.
Yep.
You really want to come face to face with
Because
Yeti?
there's... Joshy D sent 3 tapes, but one of them is a secret tape
Yeti. Bing bang Yeti.
that I am not allowed to open until my birthday because it's a
I
gift.
don't think they want to go.
And Haley's like,
neither
it's
do
going to be
I.
really good because she knows what it is. She
nice
has
trip.
the privileged
Fine,
information.
We'll go alone. We don't need a guide. All we have to do is follow the footprints.
Be careful. Be very careful.
We will. Come on, Aura. Seabert, let's hit the road.
Snowman. Snowbird.
Oh, this mountain's gonna be rough going.
Hey, DB, let me give you some points.
Grab onto my ice pick.
How are these children not dead already?
Wide and heavy. He probably stinks like we do.
No, see? His feet are too big. That helps him like snowshoes would. He can move very quickly in the snow.
Like Seabert?
Yep. Look, Seabert's waiting for us.
Yeti?
We're on our way, Seabert.
Oh my! Look at all those tracks! Could there be more than one Yeti?
No, look. You see? The tracks of the snow hare. Yeti trapped him and left alone. There's no blood or anything. He must have taken the rabbit back to his den.
The tracks look fresh.
They sure are. If we hurry, we should be able to catch up with him before nightfall. Come on, let's go. Boy, Seabert sure is getting far ahead.
You're right, Tommy. I'll holler for him to wait.
No, Aura, you'll cause an...
Oh no! Seabert doesn't see it coming! Seabert!
I love cartoon logic for avalanches. Oh no. The show is really underselling how deadly the world is. If you get trapped in an avalanche in the Himalayas,
Seabert, thank you.
a friendly seal will not
Hey,
save you.
guys, over here.
Where?
Over here.
Watch out, Seabert.
Aura, down here.
Are you okay, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm fine. Throw me a rope.
I just broke my leg though, so I'm gonna die. Shit, man, can we watch Whale Movie again?
What are you doing?
Funny, Aura.
I'm really mad that it got
Funny.
that VOD didn't survive. Was it the?
Now grab the end of this rope.
I think
before
it was
throw
that
another
movie
one.
that caused it.
Okay.
Boy Who Talked to Whales was broadcast 68. Yeah. Or no, I think it was Impacto de Dios, El que se opone a Dios se muere, from Evangelista Héctor de la Cruz, that
That avalanche
oddly
made us
enough
lose
was
a
the
lot
thing
of
that got
time.
that blocked.
I hope we can make it before dark.
We should just watch the 15-minute broken legs scene of that movie sometime.
Yeti's den. Let's go check it out.
Oh no, Tommy! Not all the way inside. Inside we won't be able to see anything. Well, there's no light. It'll be better if we wait here. And when the Yeti leaves, well, then we'll get him.
Okay, we'll wait, but not too long.
Men's voices?
Someone got here before us. They must have captured Yeti. Come on, let's go in there. There's nothing to be afraid of now.
Nothing to be afraid
Oh, you
of?
still have your badges.
I hope.
You are still a founder and a 12-month subscriber. And a 1K cheerer and a mod.
You think those men hurt the Yeti?
I don't know, Aura, but we're about to find out. Yeti.
Is he dead?
They killed him.
What is this show?
Here they come.
Tommy and Aura are very brave to have entered the Yeti's cave.
They're very
But
stupid.
who are these mysterious intruders? Are they responsible for the disappearance of the Himalayan hare? And why did they kill the Yeti?
I'd sure like to know why they killed the Yeti.
These
I'd
awkward
like to
cuts.
ask you the same question. Who are you? And why did you kill the Yeti?
Yeah, why did you murder him?
Maybe he devours rabbits, but that's no reason to kill him. He was a very rare creature, and in the name of the SPCA,
He's invoking the SPCA.
What are you doing here?
What are they doing here?
This is
SPCA citizens arrest.
You'll have to explain this to the boss.
Hey, come back here. Don't let him get away.
Yeah, don't let him get away.
I'm talking to you, idiot.
I'm talking to you. Oh.
Shut up and get after him, you fool.
I love how the henchmen are like the genome army from Metal Gear Solid. Like they're all clones from the DNA of the most bumbling man who ever existed.
I think we're safe now.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure of that. Ow! Oh, you little brat!
Come on, Tommy, let's get out of here. Oh, sorry, Tommy.
Hold on, Aura. I'll get... Oh.
Get a load of these kids. They're sure full of energy, huh?
Let go of me.
Oh!
Good for you, Aura.
Come on, kids, cut it out.
Let us go.
These kids are pretty hard to handle. I think we need some help.
I think you're right. Whoa! Whoa!
Wake up, Lolo. Come help us.
Help! Oh. What do you want?
It talks.
It's alive.
All right. We got you now, and I advise
This
you to
show.
keep your dirty little trap shut.
I thought it would be a little like safe and formulaic,
Go on, kid. Be good.
but it's completely off the wall, bonkers,
Who are these kids?
nutso insane.
We don't know.
I bet they followed you.
Tonally,
You leave tracks everywhere. You're not exactly Tom.
in terms of storytelling, it's just all over the place.
Tracks. And it's a good thing I do. That's what scares off the locals. Since you jerks woke me up, I may as well go back to hunting. That guy shouldn't disguise himself as a Yeti. He should disguise himself as a tortoise. That's about how fast he moves.
He's the one killing the rabbits.
Yeah, and everybody thinks he's the Yeti, but he's just a disguise.
there's a Yeti. There's an abominable snowman with a gun.
Rabbit fur coats.
Handbags.
And fur after ski boots.
They built a whole sweatshop factory to make coats in the Himalayan mountains. That seems wildly impractical.
Sit there.
Why not ship the furs to
The boss
Kathmandu?
is on his way.
Oh, Tommy, what are we gonna do?
Don't worry, I'm here. I've gotten us out of worse situations. And don't forget Seabert. Hey, where is he? Seabert? Seabert?
Shh, don't draw attention to him.
A rabbit? I've also never seen
Waiting for a chance to get us
factory conveyor belts. Like, why do you need conveyor belts for your rabbit fur purses? And why are you producing coats and purses and you have parallel assembly lines?
What can be taking so long? We've been waiting here for hours.
The boss could hurry up, I can't wait to give him a piece of my mind.
You know what, Aura? I'll bet I know who the boss is. Listen. I think we have a visitor.
Look who we have here.
Graphite!
My favorite twosome.
We know what you're up to, Graphite.
You rotten little pests. I thought I left you two behind somewheres in Greenland. It seems like every time I turn around, you two are there to cause trouble. How'd you find me? How'd you know it was me?
Elementary, my dear Graphite.
I really don't want us to have to watch 2 hours of
There's
this,
a big organization behind it.
but I'm really intrigued to see where this goes as a series.
I'm doing all right.
Aw, come off it, Graphite. It's not exactly brilliant. This business, rabbit pelts to replace seal skins, that's really low.
Obviously. I mean, a rabbit skin trader. I've done better, it's true. But the idea is sheer genius. Classic Graphite. The locals accusing an abominable snowman that doesn't even exist, and on top of that, he frightens them to death so they don't even come near the area. Now, enough of this small talk. Men, get in here.
Yes, boss.
At your service, boss.
Lock these two up in the stockroom.
Yes, sir.
We are not in Greenland now. You don't have any friends to help you around here, so I'll be nice and untie your hands. So, Lulu, how was the hunt today?
I didn't get nothing.
Nothing?
Why is his
you
gun
big
melted?
oaf? I don't pay you to do nothing. And on top of that, you bent my rifle. I'll bend you too. There, that'll teach you to slack off on the job. Now, get out there and get me some rabbit.
It's literally a Peter Gabriel finger gun. A flaccid gun.
Now, get in there.
This is a giant fucking storeroom.
Like a Yeti in a cage. So, Mr. Tommy, you say you can get us out of hopeless situations? Well, here we are. What are you waiting for?
Jeez, women.
What?
Look.
Tommy, it's the Yeti.
There's gotta be a yeesh, women.
Don't be afraid.
Women are so overbearing bit. Because it's a cartoon from the 80s. Oh my god.
Revered master?
The perfect revered master. Hooray!
Shh. Quiet.
Why is he the perfect
The
revered
bandits
master?
will hear us.
But how did you get here?
When your little seal came back to the village alone, I thought you were dead. But he insisted that I follow him. That I follow him with my men.
And then?
We were walking in the mountains, following the little seal, when suddenly, bing bang Yeti.
Bing bang Yeti?
Yes.
Bing bang
Bing
Yeti.
bang Yeti. The little seal threw himself on the Yeti and bit his leg.
And killed him.
I, in my infinite wisdom, understood that it was just a man in a monkey suit. And we neutralized the impostor.
But what about Seabert?
Ah, your little friend. He is certainly heavy on the stomach.
Seabert!
Shh! The bandits! Listen, my men are digging a tunnel so we can escape.
He got in through the door. Why do they need to collapse the roof to get out?
What's going on?
A rock slide. We're trapped.
Clear them away immediately.
We're trying, boys.
It's too heavy.
It's no use.
Those boulders didn't fall all by themselves. I'll bet it's those darn kids again. They must have some stupid friends out there. Aha! You are still here. Ah, I see you've been here guarding them. It's about time you did something right, Lulu. Very good. Give me 5. Now!
Yeah!
Nice going, revered master. The Sherpas!
Your men have come to save us.
Let's go. Quick. Ladies first.
How did they get out through the hole in the 20-foot ceiling?
Oh, Seabert,
Oh, God.
you saved us.
That
Lemmy Lang, run beep.
What the?
That Yeti chest. Oh, God.
What do you guys think you're trying to do here? What are you gonna be doing to me? What?
The hole is blocked and the entrance too. Graphite's men won't get out.
It does
too
not
quickly.
seem structurally sound.
Blocked?
Yes, you'll see. We'll pass in front of it.
You need some
All right.
load-bearing
Your men do nice
columns
work.
in there.
Couldn't have done better myself, but I think I'll add my own touch.
Graphite!
It's not worth the trouble, Tommy. Without his men and without this,
He will surely
can't do
die.
any more harm. And it'll take at least 4 hours for him to get back down the mountain. When he gets down, he'll be frozen solid.
Tommy's digging into the snow like Leica trying to dig into her bed
Bah,
to
the
make a
battle's
nest
over.
of blankets.
Let's get back to the village and celebrate.
There's someone else who really has reason to celebrate. The snow rabbit. Thanks to Seabert, Tommy, and Aura, the mountain rabbit will flourish again. He can continue to live peacefully, and his only enemy will be the real Yeti.
Hooray!
That is, if he exists. Don't miss the next.
There's so many ecological problems, kids. Oh, wait, we solved them. Hooray. Nothing to worry about now. Was this sponsored by Shell Oil? All right, we're watching another episode, and then we can hit the bricks if y'all want and save the rest for another stream.
It is midnight, and all's well. Creatures that should be asleep are asleep, and those that should be awake are awake. But hold everything. Who's this? He shouldn't be here. He should be in bed. What's going on?
Boss, it's me. I got him. Let me in.
Shh, you idiot. Get in here and be quiet.
I got him, boss. Look, more bolts and glue.
And it's about time. Where did you go for them? China?
Do you think it was a good idea to trade the boat for this? And why do we have to put wheels on it anyway?
You'll find out soon enough. Now take these and get on with it.
Oh, is that the uncle that... Yeah, the evil poacher uncle. Oh my god, it's a bullet bill.
Hey, one of you get out and pull the cover over the front. We don't want anyone seeing us now.
Okay, boss. Start the engines.
Boss, it works. We're on our way.
Of course it works. Everything I make works.
Did they invent a giant submarine to kill sea otters with? And paint a cool, scary face on it?
Hey, boss. It sure is hot in here. Can I open a window? Ah, no! Oh, okay.
Whoop, too soon. Oceanscape submarine.
At last, we're here. And there they are. We'll just get a little closer. Aha! Hello, my little furry friends. Good. Very good.
Oh, they're so
men.
cute.
Steady. Steady.
Okay, someone...
Now, hold!
There have been multiple shots of, like, really detailed shots of where the foreground is dominated by a furry animal's feet. So I'm beginning to suspect that the animators on the show did have
All the water's pumped
some
out.
predilections
Open it up.
that I'm not judging.
Beautiful. Beautiful. There's enough of them in there to make dozens of the finest expensive fur coats. We're rich men.
There's nothing wrong with being a furry, and there's nothing wrong with being into feet. If you happen to have both of those things together in a children's cartoon,
Sure, boss.
what's the harm?
Hey, Carbone, steer 51 degrees north-northwest by 18 degrees east-southeast.
Do what?
Ooh, this song, yeah.
Right.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Come on, cut the chatter. Let's go. Down Periscope.
Okay, Captain. By my reckoning, we should now be at the next big colony. Take her up.
Up we go.
Right, let's have a look around. You fool, soldier.
Oh, those are some very detailed bikini babes, too.
Okay, boss. New coordinates. Try 93 degrees east-southeast by 51 degrees north.
Okay, otters, look out. That's not an otter. It's a duck. You don't get ducks floating around in the sea. Now try again, Captain Cook. Now what have we here? Ah! Get out of here, quick! We're on a bombing range!
The show is completely fucking wacko.
Furyk, you've got one last chance. If you foul up this time, you'll be the first man to walk the plank underwater.
Okay, boss. This is it. 48 degrees west by 48 degrees east.
Aha, that's better. Okay, a full hole.
I love these nonsensical coordinates.
Hey, this sure is odd. We checked this area out only yesterday. There were sea otters everywhere. Now a day later, there's not one left. Hey, Bill, send a message to all other patrols in the area. Ask them to check out the other sea otter
Why
colony.
is his head going completely around his shoulder?
27, come in, please.
Receiving you, 15. This is 27. Go ahead, please.
Every time they show human characters, it's like they were designed by an entirely different character artist.
They've all disappeared.
Meanwhile, back in Tommy's cabin, nothing quite as exciting is happening.
Hello, Wally B. Hello, Wally B. This is Bodega Bay calling.
Hello, Bodega Bay. Yes, this is Wallaby. Go ahead, please.
This is the California Marine Preservation Trust. My name is Tony Phillips. We have an emergency and we need all the help we can get. Over.
Go ahead, sir. What's the problem?
The problem is our sea otters. We have a few of the last colonies on the planet of these rare mammals. They were almost hunted to extinction by people who wanted to kill them for their beauty.
Why does the guy that's supposed to be in the San Francisco Bay Area speak like this?
Now, whole colonies are disappearing overnight, and we don't know why. So we need urgent help to find out what's going on. Over.
Okay, Bodega Bay. I'm packing my bags now. We're on our way.
What's the matter, Tommy? Anything wrong?
Bodega Bay is in Sonoma County.
To California.
California?
Come on, Seabert.
If only Joshy D were here to authenticate these truly authentic Sonoma County, California accents. Oh, Hot Dish was incredible.
Quick, prepare to unload the treasure.
It was a chill vibe. The stream was great. It was
You two, we haven't got all day.
a series of 5 mini books from Scholastic that were like sold as a package. They were individual biographies of the cast of Beverly Hills 90210.
Do you want the whole world to know what we're doing?
And the hot dish that Haley made was delicious. I made mulled wine. We had a bunch of people over and just chilled.
Okay. Start unloading. I'm ready when you are.
And we ate up all the hot dish. So yesterday, Haley made another hot dish. So we now have leftovers. It's great.
Hooray! We've done it! Come on, you two. We've got another trip to make. There's still a few more fur coats swimming around out there.
Oh, that poor owl.
Welcome to California, Tommy, Aura, and you, Seabert.
Welcome to California.
Rogers, our pilot. And I'm Tony Phillips. In you get.
Get on in there, you little varmints.
Time to lose.
Now here's the plan, kids. We've set up a base camp for you. We have to move on to patrol the northern sector. So in the morning, after you've had a look around, report in and tell us if you found anything.
I mean, this could conceivably be
Good luck.
like old-timey, Old West California accents.
Come on, Aura. Let's get unpacked and have a look around this place.
Seabert's already having a look around. He's heading for the ocean.
He'll be all right.
These
There's
two-
no one around here but us.
These two adult men who have an ecological problem fly halfway around the world, pick up two children, drop them off in the middle of nowhere, and leave.
Tommy, look! Something's taken Seabert! Seabert! Seabert!
Aura, quickly! The radio transmitter. We need it fast.
Funny-looking otter.
Yeah, big one, isn't he? He'll be a fur coat all by himself.
Who's a fur coat? You pair of dummies. That's no otter. It's a seal. Hey, wait a minute. What's that it's got around its neck? An identification collar. This ain't no ordinary seal. This is Seabert! Blast it, there they are. Those kids are here as well. Sulfuric, dive. Let's get away from here.
Isn't that his nephew?
Excuse me, boss.
What?
Did you close the hatch?
What hatch?
Boss, I got a great idea.
Yeah, what?
We radio for help.
That's a
Candle
great
at the
idea.
bottom of the ocean.
No, it's not.
Why not?
'Cause we ain't got a radio.
It's no good, Aura. He's gone.
But where, Tommy?
Seabert's dead. We killed him with our recklessness.
Tommy and Aura may not know where Seabert is, but we do, far below at the bottom of the sea.
That's called dramatic irony.
Have gotten themselves into a whale of a mess. Deep in the forests, the otters are caged up with no food or water, forlorn and forgotten, just like our friends in the submarine, which is slowly filling with water.
Tommy, look! There's something on the surface, just about where Seabert vanished.
I see it.
Hello, Bodega Bay? Wallaby to Bodega Bay. Mr. Phillips, come in, please. Over.
Receiving you, Wally B.
Mr. Phillips, we have an emergency. Seabert has vanished, and we found some strange wreckage in the water. It appears to be oil. Over.
Jack, turn this thing around. The kids are onto something. Hold on, Aura. We're on our way back to you. In the meantime, get back to the beach.
We didn't care about the safety of the children, but if there's a small amount of oil in the water,
All doomed. The only thing that could get us out of here now
this is California.
is one of those torpedoes.
We can't have no pollution around these parts.
What torpedoes?
Of course. This old sub has torpedoes.
Well, so what? That's not going to help us at all. Boss, why are you smiling?
Because
They developed
my long
torpedoes to kill otters with.
great gift of being torpedo-shaped.
Well, one thing's for certain. Whatever you saw wasn't a whale.
That's why we think there's someone else involved here.
Anyway, your seal friend is dead.
I spotted something down there on the beach.
Tommy's right. Look.
Glad we could help, children.
Sliding down into the water.
I'll take her down.
They lead back into the forest. Let's get out and follow them.
Good idea, Tommy. Here, take this. It's a flare gun. If you find anything or need help,
We're leaving you alone in the wilderness again, but we'll give you a gun.
Well, whatever made these trucks was very heavy. Look how deep they are.
These children just get abandoned over and over again.
I found more. And look, there's seaweed also.
Come on, let's see where they go.
Tommy, look! It's a cage full of cats.
Not cats, Zora. Sea otters!
Why don't these men just go with them?
Boss,
They're just burning helicopter fuel.
I'll get my clothes wet.
You won't get anything wet, and you won't need to swim. We'll be shutting you in, and it's got a motor.
No, boss, please, not me. I'm too young to die.
Ah, quit whining.
This is
Prepare to fire
an actual thing that
torpedo
the Japanese Navy did in the
Wait a minute.
dying years of World War II.
Good luck, Sulfuric. Get a boat and get us out of here.
Now it's a fun thing for kids' cartoons. Also, holy shit, that's adorable.
No problem.
Well done, you two. I think you've solved half the mystery.
You found the otter barn.
While I let these poor guys out, they must be starving.
Hooray! There they go!
Like I said, Tommy, that's half the mystery. The other half is how did they get here? Aura, what's wrong?
If those otters were left caged up to starve, what's happened to poor Seabert if he's been caught?
Do you think he made it, boss?
Anyone could have done it. Easy as climbing a tree. Hey, where's that seal?
Luckily, this eco-terrorist sub is ADA compliant with automatic doors that a seal can operate.
Hey, boss, I found the seal.
Seabert, come back here. That's an order.
Seals can't breathe underwater. I'm sure they can hold their breath for a while, but... This show is a lot of fun.
Otter.
Now that this is better than the first tape, because the first tape was very, expositional.
What are you doing here?
This is just disjointed, episodic nonsense.
What's a good answer?
Who are you guys? Cops?
No, not cops, although you will be meeting them in a short while.
What do you mean? I ain't done nothing wrong.
Oh, no? What are you doing here?
You'll be talking to the police in a California minute.
I ended up here.
With the otters.
Yeah, exactly, with the otters. Otters? What otters?
The otters that you trapped and caged up in here, ready to be killed for their fur.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about your prison ramp friend, unless you tell us who helped you.
And where they are, and where the rest of the otters you poached are.
Okay.
Are they gonna torture him? Jack Bauer style?
Smokey and Carbone. They've got an old submarine which we've been using to trap the otters. But that's not all. The sub sunk with Smokey and Carbone on it. They're trapped, and it's filling up with water.
Sulfuric, have you seen Seabert?
Hubert? Oh, the seal. Yeah, he's in there with them. And the last otter.
Oh, no! Seabert!
Come on, everybody, in the copter. You, Sulfuric, show us where the wreck is.
How should I know? I wasn't exactly watching when I got out of there.
Yeah. How come you escaped?
Don't ask. It's too horrible to remember.
I'm deeply traumatized, boy,
See, Mr. Phillips?
from my
Oil
torpedo
bubbles.
adventure.
That's where they must be.
Good. When you kids mentioned oil, we thought it might have been a sub of some sort, so we called up the Navy.
They sent a fleet of battleships?
Shut up. I'm thinking.
So am I, boss. I think I'm
They sent
hungry.
cruisers and heavy destroyers to
I think we're in trouble.
intercept the sunken
you.
submarine.
I didn't know that.
Oh, the otters are banding together.
Boss? What was that?
What was what?
That scratching noise. Listen.
Maybe the place has got mice.
Whoa, boss!
Now what?
We're moving!
Oh, really? Where we going? Bermuda?
We are moving! We're going up!
Look down there. What's happening?
They're otters. A circle of otters. How strange. Tommy, jump into the sub. Here, take this wrench.
Help! Help! Get us out of here!
Wait, are those the Navy's engineer triplets planting dynamite?
Quick, get out before it sinks again. Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
They're using like anti-aircraft cannons.
Oh, Seabert! Oh no, Seabert!
It would disintegrate their torsos.
There!
Sir, I believe these two belong to you. No, soldier, we don't want them or this.
Execute them summarily.
I believe these gentlemen would like to ask a few questions. Well, Tommy, Aura, we got our orders back and the mystery's solved. So we've got nothing more to do here but get on a couple of days vacation sometime.
Oh, Bella, thank you for gifting 5 community
So
subs.
for now, goodbye.
Now where's he gone?
In honor of Seabert.
Seabert.
Oh, look! There he is!
Everything is back to normal, for some more than others. But how long before animals are hunted by man somewhere else? Don't miss the next exciting episode of Seabert.
Do y'all want one more episode of Seabert? I'm down. It would work pretty well for timing. All right.
Seabert, the bravest of them all. Seabert is always at your call. Whatever the case may be, he'll win the victory. The villains always turn the fall. Seabert, the seal is on his way. Seabert, the seal is here to stay. Whenever things go wrong,
Seabert is here to stay. What is Twitch telling you? Does it like have new pop-ups? Oh, this might have been the end. We were promised pandas. They're even on the back. That would be very strange if this was just the end. Let's see. Is there more Seabert? Morning, Joshy D. We were just in Bodega Bay in Sonoma County with Seabert and the children, saving otters from poachers. And inexplicably, the characters that were from Sonoma County talked like this. It was great. Yeah, that's everything on this tape. So there are no There are no pandas on this tape. There are no hottest African plains. No excitable rhinos. No huggable pandas. That's it for Seabert, but that was very good. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. Well, should we unwind with Smoky Mountain Moments, or should we, for 30 minutes, or should we do something different? I don't know. I don't know what we got here. Do we have... We already watched a panda, the one panda tape that we have. You want something more exciting. Okay. I mean, there is more Christmas, yeah. If you want a Christmas. With the Christmas thing we have is... let's see. We have The Night Before Christmas, which is like a low budget at Sony Wonder. It's only 25 minutes. Remember when we watched all those Sony Wonder movies we used to watch? There was like a Cinderella, I think. No, it was a Snow White with like the singing, the really bad songs. I don't know. Yeah, let's check it out, I guess. Let's do it. Santa Zeus is in a box, the Christmas tree, with the one with the orphans. We could, if we really want to on Saturday's stream, which will be more Christmassy, we might do a reprise of that, but we'll see. For now, let's check out The Night Before Christmas. Let me go get that. A kind-hearted young orphan boy and his loyal cat discovered the true spirit of Christmas in this delightful animated Yuletide tale of musical, magical holiday cheer. With no place to stay and little to eat, Christmas was looking very unmerry for a ragtag little orphan boy named Jeffrey and his faithful feline friend Paws. Then Jeffrey talks his way into a job at the toy factory run by Mr. Reeks, the village's miserly old toy tycoon. Determined to spread some much-needed Christmas cheer among the town's other orphans, Jeffrey begins fixing up the factory's discarded toys and delivering to the orphanage at night until Mr. Reeks finds out and lays a Christmas Eve trap to halt this unauthorized gift-giving. But someone else has also witnessed Jeffrey's good deeds, and he's just the kind of jolly old gent to make every orphan's fondest Christmas wishes come true. The Night Before Christmas. That's an odd name for a Christmas story that isn't actually, apparently, the well-known story with that title. Here we go. The Night Before Christmas from Golden Films and Sony Wonder. And we have now officially exhausted our supply of Seabert, which I'm okay with. But it's been a lot of fun. Come on, tape. You can do it, tape.
environment.
Sterling was working on becoming an Eagle Scout, and at this point in scouting, you have to have a project.
I guess that's why I decided to build this bridge on our school's nature trail.
To raise funds for his project, he presented his idea to the folks at Walmart.
Walmart was a very big help. When I look at the bridge, I get a good feeling that I've done something for the community.
I wasn't surprised that Walmart helped on the project because they are so community-oriented.
Yep. Walmart definitely loves small communities in American towns and only does good things for them. It never like drives local businesses out of business and then shuts its doors when it's no longer economically profitable for them, thereby destroying the community. Anyway, Merry Christmas.
On the night before Christmas, the world is at rest, awaiting the miracle, holy and blessed, when the dawn of a new day of love and of birth gives hope to us all for peace on the
There are so many existing Christmas songs that are in the public domain.
caresses the town. The light from the brightest of stars twinkles down.
Oh, it is based on the poem.
Children are sleeping so warm in their beds. They dream of toys.
This was sent in by Bella, in fact.
And of sleds. Look to the sky, listen for sleigh bells, knowing that Santa
Yeah, Diane Eskenazi is the
is way.
her name is on every one of these like 90s Sony Wonder Golden Films
Bring us the wonder
cartoons.
of Christmas Day. On the night before Christmas, no strangers, just friends, and love in the greetings that everyone sends. So we wish you a season that's shining and bright. Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
I beg your pardon?
Who's there?
Oh, he's literally
over
stirring
here.
something. That's
Me?
great.
I am a mouse, and I am stirring. Oh, almost forgot the sugar.
Yes, but really, you shouldn't be. It interferes with the story.
A shame, I'm sure, but if I stop stirring, the pudding will stick to the pot. Whoa, we can't have that, can we? Can I add sugar yet?
But this tale, you see, it concerns a family waiting for Christmas, and,
That explains it then. You're in the wrong place. Oh, now I'm confused. Did I put in the sugar?
the wrong place.
Quite completely, I'm afraid. There's no family here.
There isn't.
None at all. And I'd venture to say no Christmas either. Need sugar.
No Christmas? Oh, no, that can't be right.
But it is. None for Jeffrey, anyway. He's my friend, Jeffrey is. Come along, I'll show you. No one here truly knows his story. Except for me, of course. I know it all because I'm his friend. Did I tell you that? It was 2 weeks ago when he first showed up. He arrived on the morning train.
There he is! Over there!
He's coming toward you!
Oh, to your left! No, your other left!
I think we...
What do you want and why?
Well, sir, I...
Thought you'd rob me, didn't you?
Oh, no, sir, I...
Thought you'd steal everything I have, huh?
Oh, no, really, I...
Don't try fast-talking your way out of it. I'm calling the constables.
No, sir, really, I am looking for work.
I run a very progressive factory here, boy. I don't pay my people with money. Weighs down your pockets and wears out the threads. I pay with... well, I pay with potatoes.
Potatoes?
As I said, I'm progressive.
Well, I like potatoes.
Not large potatoes, so don't get greedy on me. How does that sound?
Well, sir, it sounds...
Fine, you're hired. Let's get you set up.
Jeffrey was put right to work, helping Clara, Elmer, Ferdy, and myself. It was, of course, our busiest season. Despite Mr. Reek's unfortunate attitude, Jeffrey seemed to enjoy his work at the factory. He fit in quite easily with us. But I, for one, had a sense that something was not as it should be. Oh, where do you live, Jeffrey?
Live? On Elm Street.
Oh, I've never heard of Elm Street.
Oh, did I say elm? I meant maple. I mean birch. I mean, we just moved there. It's a tree. I forget which.
Could it be oak?
Yes, of course, oak. 412 Oak Street.
Up on the hill? And I suppose you live in one of them 12-bedroom mansions. Another defective one.
No, it only has 10 bedrooms.
We only got 1 bedroom. Got 10 kids, though.
If you're so rich, what are you doing in here?
Father feels I should know the value of honest work. He doesn't want me spoiled just because we're so rich.
I began to suspect that something wasn't quite right. Jeffrey had unlocked a window before he left. And then he headed up into the building, to the very top, where he found an abandoned room. This, not some fancy mansion, was Jeffrey's home.
Isn't there a place for me where I can have a family, a cozy room, a nice warm bed where I can rest my sleepy head? Will I know a mother's touch, or am I wishing for too much? Oh, must I wait until I'm grown to have a family of my own? Sister and brother, father and mother, is there another place so bright where someone needs me, comforts and feeds me, where someone reads me to sleep at night? If I had but wishes 3, I'd use them all to wish to be where I can have someone to care, the family whose home I'll share. I know it's just outside somewhere, a family. My family.
It was about this time that Jeffrey began a little project of his own. Each night, after Mr. Reeks had closed the factory, Jeffrey would slip down from his room and gather toys that had been broken during the day. When he fixed enough of them, he'd gather them up and made a little late-night delivery. To Mrs. Bottom's orphanage.
Boy, a soldier, just what I always wanted. A ballerina. She's beautiful. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Hold it. Don't go yet. Here, this is for Rebecca. Where is she? Rebecca, come here. This is for you. When you wind him up, he sings. Usually, more often than not. Sometimes, anyway. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Hurry. Back in bed. Come on.
What's all this screaming and yelling in there?
Rebecca, hurry.
Who's making that noise? Speak up! It'll be easier for us both if you step forward now. What's that horrible racket? A toy, a toy, a toy! I hate toys! I'm allergic to toys. Who does this belong to? I want a name.
Oh, no.
A Reek's toy makes a happy child.
I have to go back in, Paws. One last time. I heard something.
When the toys come alive on Christmas Eve, it's always a great surprise. When the soldiers march and the tigers leap, it's hard to believe your eyes. It's a joyous Christmas party before the toys arrive. It's a wondrous sight on a winter night when the toys all come alive.
When the toys come alive on Christmas Eve, it's such an amazing sight. All the ballerinas are spinning round, so beautiful, young and bright. And the world is softly waiting to hear old Santa's sleigh. When the toys all cheer on a night so clear, on the eve of Christmas Day. Soldiers, ballerinas, little toy horses, like in a fairy tale. And perched inside a golden cage, a singing nightingale.
Tea sets, tiny tables, fluffy white bears, for when little folks pretend. And pirate ships on treasure trips and castles to defend.
When the toys come alive on Christmas Eve, the train goes around the track. Up until the time that they say goodbye and jump into Santa's sack. And if you're awake and listening, you should have been asleep. When the toys all play before Christmas Day, when the snow is white and deep. It's so happy, it's exciting, it's astoundingly delighting. Oh, the joys when the toys all come alive on Christmas Eve.
Calico cats and drummers playing trum, trum, trum. Spin, 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 ballerina and dancing on a sugar plum. Tea sets, tin soldiers and little teddy bears. Tea sets, tin soldiers and little teddy bears. Calico cats and drummers playing trum, trum, trum. Spin, 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 ballerina and dancing on a sugar plum. Tea sets, tin soldiers and little teddy bears. Tea sets, tin soldiers and little teddy bears.
Here you go. Merry Christmas, Rebecca.
Poor Jeffrey. How will he ever get along without me? Where will he go? He has no home but this, and no friends but me. I must do something. I definitely, decidedly, indubitably, undoubtedly must. I must help him. Oh my, I don't know where he is. How will I ever find one lone lost boy in a city like that on a night like this? Of course! The one person who knows where every child everywhere is, Santa Claus. Why didn't I think of it earlier? I'll go right to the North Pole. But, which direction would it be? Oh, yes, of course, to the north. Honestly, one would think I'd have been there and back by now. Perhaps I really should take a rest, just a brief little break. Only until I get my second wind. What was that? What's the meaning of this? I have never witnessed such inept driving in all my born... It's you, Santa Claus. It's you. I really must speak with you, sir. A matter of utmost urgency.
I'm afraid there's no time now, my little friend. I have to get these toys wrapped back in my workshop. You can tell me about it when we get there.
Oh, my. Oh, it's a good thing I don't have a fear of heights. Wait a moment. Who says I don't have a fear of heights? Oh, not again. Now, as I was saying, I have never seen such a sight. Much, much nicer than Mr. Reek's place, I'll give it that.
You'll have to wait over here, little fellow. I have quite a lot of work to do.
Oh, but Santa! Oh.
Hello? Excuse me? One moment? No. Dad! Help!
Wait! Hold on, somebody! Untie me! Put me down! Santa! Santa! Oh, Mr. Claus, sir? Santa! Santa Claus! Yoo-hoo! Santa! Down here?
Oh, it's you. You'll have to forgive me, but I'm rather busy. It's Christmas Eve, you know.
I know. That's why I must talk to you. It's my friend Jeffrey. He's lost me.
What's that?
I don't know where he is. He's all alone somewhere out there on Christmas Eve with absolutely no one.
He is? Oh, why didn't you tell me earlier? Double time, everyone! We have a child in need! Hello, son.
Hello.
You shouldn't be out here, child. Why, I'll have nowhere to leave your presents. You should be home with your family.
I have no home and no family either.
But, Jeffrey, you do. The whole world is your home, and everyone in it is your family. If only you'll believe it to be true.
I want it to be. It's the only thing I want.
Very well, son. You just wait here and I'll see what I can do.
But you can't.
Now, dear. It's only one night a year we get to go caroling.
Oh, where do we start?
Yes. Where shall we sing first?
What about Jeffrey's house?
Yes, Jeffrey's house. Wonderful idea. If only I could remember where he lives.
Oh, I know. 412 Oak Street.
Yes, that's it. But this is his address, and there's nothing here.
Maybe it was another tree.
Unless Jeffrey has no home. Oh, my. I should have known. We must find him. Jeffrey?
Huh?
You shouldn't be out here in the cold, Jeffrey.
You should be home.
I have no home.
Of course you do, Jeffrey. Ours. Now come along. This is no place to be. Not on this night. It's Christmas Eve, you know.
And so it was. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring. Not even a mouse? Oh, good. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew in a flash, tore open the shutter, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself.
Yes, nice. Very nice.
A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread.
You!
He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night!"
Good night.
The end. Thank you, Sony Wonder, and also Walmart. Fuck you. Jeffrey got his. It's a fuck you, I got mine Christmas.
Welcome to a world where your favorite
Oh yeah, that's the one with the mirror. Oh my
A
god.
world of wondrous adventure and warm-hearted laughter. A world of simply sensational music and songs, unforgettable old friends, and lovable new faces. All waiting for you and your family in the classic
Golden Films was definitely the we have Disney movies at home
Enchanted Tales.
company.
In The Jungle King, enter a wild kingdom
The
of
Jungle
whimsical,
King.
wonderful characters and meet a reluctant monarch who has his paws full learning to be king of the beasts.
I'm the king of the jungle and my word is law, and I rule my kingdom with an iron paw.
Or duck under the fence to Mr. McGregor's garden and hop off on a thrilling cross-country journey with everyone's favorite little cottontail in the new adventures of Peter Rabbit.
We'll all have fun and we'll never stop when we hippity, hippity, hop, hop, hop.
For Yuletide cheer with a sprightly difference, spend the holidays with the Christmas elves and learn how a kindly old shoemaker and a sleigh full of mischievous elves in training conjure up the merriest Christmas ever. And for fabulous fairy tale enchantment, Join a beautiful princess, a wicked queen, and 7 hilarious pint-sized heroes as they spin an all-new version of the timeless
the mirror.
story of Snow White.
We love the mirror, man.
You work as a miner. There's no job that's finer. From Paris to China, I've been told.
And in the coming months,
That's the
look
song
for
they
more
chose.
classic animated fun with all new enchantments.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Your family
Hercules.
can have very
Yeah.
fun children's entertainment with the complete
I'm sensing a theme here.
video library. Look for them wherever video cassettes are sold. Only from Sony Wonder.
I wanted another Walmart Loves the Boy Scouts promo because the tracking was bad at the beginning. Oh, boy. Well, that was The Night Before Christmas from Golden Films. I think we've got time for another tape in the 30 to 40 minute range. Let me rewind something. I have a couple of ideas. Neither of them are Christmas themed. And neither of them are Seabert with pandas. Ooh, I did get your copy of Puff the Magic Dragon. I have not processed all of these tapes behind me yet, so these will be available for viewing next year in a couple short weeks. What I have for you now are a couple of options. There is Smoky Mountain Moments, if we just want to chill with some old-time Appalachian music played on handcrafted instruments with some beautiful footage. These are surprisingly good. There is also Shapes. Just Shapes. I'll make a poll. It seems like everyone wants Shape Tape. But I'll let you vote on it. Oh, it's a bit of a legitimate contest, but I think Shapes are gonna take it. This is another one that I found at a thrift store. You make sure it looks a little grody, but there's no mold on there. It ought to be fine. Well, we don't know. For First Imp Shapes. There's some information printed on this thing. I googled it. It looks like it's for babies, and it's about shapes. So, I guess we're gonna learn about shapes. Night Before Christmas. Let me get all this stuff squared away. And yeah, I'm trying to think. If we do Shapes, we should be wrapping up shortly before 1. So there'll be time for if anyone wants a song or anything, feel free to get those in. Otherwise, I'll just pad out time at the end before we raid. It is Shapes. Let's do it. Everyone loves shapes and learning about them. All right, let me just full screen this and sit back and immerse myself in shapes with all of you here. I got a good feeling about this one. Oh, it's from Time Left. Ooh, the papyrus, the 3D graphics. This one's key. I have to capture that for my collection of VHS tape intros. These are some great shapes so far. My favorite shape? I don't know. I guess rhombus is pretty good. It's hard to decide. Baby's First Impressions, Volume 1. Getting in right at the beginning. Shapes.
Circle.
Oh, yes. Ooh. Ooh.
Those rings look like circles.
Try to go deep within yourself and remember the experience of being a baby and experiencing shapes for the first time.
Do you see the circle? There it is.
This is mesmerizing. I have very faint memories of playing with Duplo blocks on the kitchen floor when I was really young. Those are rectangles. Oh my god, it's a 1980s Peter Gabriel music video.
Do you see any circles on this fan? There's one. There's another circle. Can you find the circle? There's the circle.
Absolute fucking triangle. Really digging the soundtrack and the visual stylings, honestly. Talk about hype. I'm getting hype for shapes. Oh, shit. Remember having those things on bike tires? Oh, boy. I'm so mesmerized right now.
You can look for shapes when you are playing.
That baby is an old man baby. Ah, spooky grapes. If I upload this VOD to YouTube, it'll probably have the automatically applied restrictions on it that YouTube adds when it detects children in a video. Like comments just get automatically disabled.
An oval looks like a circle that's been stretched.
Oh my god, a Pepperidge Farm Milano cookie. Nature's quintessential oval. Platonic ideal of the oval is a Milano cookie. Raspberry flavor.
Look, more circles.
This many. Well, they're all chocolate. But do you get the extra flavor of mint or the extra flavor of orange or the extra flavor of raspberry with your chocolate? I can't imagine just going plain chocolate. Those suckers are way too expensive to not get a delightful fruit flavor. Raspberry is the best. Mint, I like mint too. I think mint and chocolate is an excellent combination. Andy's mints that taste faintly of cigarettes because they're sitting around at the cash register of the restaurant, of the family restaurant, and it's the early '90s, so everyone still smokes in restaurants. You buy them for your granddaddy buys you one for a nickel after you eat. That's what an Andy's mint tastes like to me. Is granddaddy buying you one for a nickel?
Has a lot of squares on it.
After you've eaten a hamburger steak, and it tastes faintly of cigarettes. Not everybody's into mint.
If you make a square out of clay, remember that all four sides should be the same length.
Remember to shape it into the face of Peter Gabriel when you're done.
Here is a square.
Like I know people who like mint but don't like mint tea. Like iced mint tea or hot mint tea, sometimes one and not the other. You're like, it's like drinking toothpaste. But I like mint tea in anything. It's a really delightful flavor.
Shapes are all around you when you play.
and chocolate together. Like, how can you say no to a Thin Mint? This is kind of trippy. I love it.
You can find shapes when you play outside.
Circle. Dog shape. Oh, what a cute old fat beagle. The swing forms the shape of a parabola, children.
Which one is a square? This one is a square.
Oh. Every time I see children, like little babies like this, there's a part of me that's like, oh, they're so adorable and cute. And then they show them covered in food and just smearing it everywhere. And I'm like, oh, they're disgusting. I'm glad I don't have any of my own. Isn't it great to be an uncle? The Shape Symphony. Oh my God. Discount Elvis. Please sing a full song about shapes.
Oh yeah, baby.
There were so many Elvis impressions in the 90s. The dog is going down the slide. Oh. And the tape is crapping out.
Circle. Square.
The two shapes.
Triangle.
The three shapes. There are three shapes in the world.
A triangle has three sides.
Are we really going to get into the difference between right triangles and isosceles triangles?
Can you find?
Okay, now it's isosceles. Oh my, I remember the Elvis postage stamp. Only because I had a friend in a fellow born in 1989 classmate who was like just super into Elvis.
That kite looks a little like a triangle.
I think his parents were weird and like didn't allow him to experience any popular media of his generation, so he had to be really into Elvis. But he was just, you know, every class had a horse girl and an Elvis boy. So I remember him being very excited about Elvis postage stamps, any other kind of Elvis merchandise.
This may look like a triangle, but look again. It has too many sides. How many sides should a triangle have? That's right, 3. This is a triangle.
These are puppies. Oh my God. Oh, there's puppies. Look at them. Listen, oh, they squeaking. Oh, puppies.
This is a diamond. You can make a diamond by putting together two triangles, like this. A heart looks kind of like a triangle, but triangles have straight lines and corners, and hearts have curves.
Country western shapes. Don't break my heart, my curvy heart.
On the playground.
Just don't think you'll understand. And if you break my heart, my curvy heart, it'll turn into a triangle heart. Oh, that looks so nauseating. If dog is not an option, I abstain. I refuse to participate. Oh, it's a baby with pup. Look how tiny those puppies are. Oh, that little puppy biting the boy. I love how they just throw in lots of random dog footage for when to entertain both the babies and us when we get bored of shapes. Like, here's a puppy. You can't go wrong. Puppies. I had a little baseball suit like that when I was a kid, when I was a baby. I don't know why that was the fashion. A little baseball onesie.
Triangle.
Ah, you're killing it.
Rectangle.
Ooh, now we're getting into rectangles.
Circle. Square.
That's two.
Triangle.
Are we gonna get into like the dodecahedron, the forbidden
Rectangle.
sacred shape?
What are these shapes called?
Pipe cleaners. God, remember pipe cleaners?
Rectangles.
Playing Angry Birds now.
A rectangle has 4 sides like a square, but a rectangle can have 2 long sides and 2 short sides, like this.
Oh, the Plonky boy from Fisher Price, or Little Tykes, or what? I remember that. We had one of those. Oh man, and those plastic dominoes with that pattern on the back.
Do you see the rectangle? There's the rectangle.
Okay, so it's a tie between Cat and Elder God with you people. I see. This is great. Now play the Wow Melon. I love Plonky Boy. We definitely at least had Plonky Boy at, like, preschool. I think every preschool had to have a Plonky Boy. But no Wow Melon. Shame. Children falling down. Children are so bad at doing stuff that adults can do very easily. Like standing up. I think dogs should still be in the runoff. So many shapes. Yeah, but you know, Elder God and Cat are two different things. You're really splitting the vote. You're Ralph Nadering us with Elder God. You're siphoning off votes. Forget how it came up. The only thing I know about Canadian politics is Rob Ford. The mayor of Toronto who really loved crack cocaine. We were just talking about him recently. This is a really extended segment of babies wandering around in diapers with shapes. I guess this isn't for us, huh? We're not the target audience, so it kind of makes sense. Oh, wow. Cat wins.
shapes.
Ooh, we're getting into the sophisticated classical shapes, I presume. Pizza shape. It's very dumb that you can't make polls on mobile. It really shouldn't be that hard. Hey, why doesn't AutoMod block triangle? Calling people for vulgar shape-based language. Chat is erupting into chaos. It's a fracas. A shape fracas. Everyone just calm down, take a deep breath, and stare at the shapes as if you are a baby. Allow yourself to take in the simple beauty of shapes in the way that only a child can. Allow yourself to be completely flabbergasted and mesmerized by the reversing video effect. Angelic choir, teddy bears. Fucking safety scissors. I hated those things so much. Children being pelted with shapes.
It's gonna get dark soon.
The Illuminati triangle made of babies. Baby rectangle. Oh, Lord. Really loved the choice of music throughout this whole tape. Wow. Thank you, Dennis Fedorik. I hope you've all learned something about shapes. There were a lot of good shapes in there. Oh, small-fry.com redirects to thebrainystore.com. There's a series called Brainy Baby that is still being sold on, oh my god, what a website this is. Whew. Well, that's shapes. We love shapes. My favorite shape is still dog. The raid message can be whatever you want it to be. Triangle boy. We have a few minutes here, so we can, I don't know, watch another opera number. If you don't want to watch another opera number and would instead rather hear something else, cheer 1,000 bits. I can't remember where we are. I think we had Wagner. Wait, no, Wagner is the last thing. We didn't finish this tape, did we? Ah, well, let's just head into it. We have we've operaed several times, and yet I believe there's still more opera. This tape has been sitting on my desk for a long time, and we're nearly done with it, if not like already at the end. It's been a while, I can't remember. Okay. This is Giuseppe Verdi's Aida, which is... Oh, okay, no, there's several more. Aida, from Act 2. Gloria all'egito adicide. The population is exultant about the victory over the Ethiopians. Holy shit! The Metropolitan Opera. Look at this set. Look at these costumes. Look at this camera work. Good lord. So this is set in Egypt, I guess. I don't know anything about Aida. Set in the Old Kingdom of Egypt. Oh, it was... Okay. Well, alright, that's all the context you need. This is absolutely wild, like these period authentic Egyptian costumes. It's also very strange to see like such an accurate depiction of ancient Egyptians singing Gloria in Italian. So the population is exultant about the victory over the Ethiopians, and then we will have the triumphal march where the victorious Egyptian troops file in, and then there'll be a ballet. Yeah, no kidding. This is Verdi's Egypt. They have fucking horses on stage. What a spectacle. I really want to go to the... I wonder how much it costs. New York Met Opera ticket price. The average price for an adult ticket is $226, but prices can range from $32 to $1,120. Premium seating in the first section of the main floor orchestra can cost between $200 and $329. But you can get rush tickets, like same day, first come, first serve, super cheap seat tickets for like $25 day of. So if you're visiting New York City and you're not of means and you just want to see a show and you don't care particularly what show it is or how bad your seat is, you know, you can get into Broadway shows and the Met for cheap. I mean, look at all these fucking costumes. Look at all these people. So many, like hundreds of people involved in every production. And such fine artistry. That's expensive. All right, this is the ballet. The statuette of the god Ptah is handed back to Ramphis. Young men and women dance in honor of the king. And then there will be a final vocal number, which should give us some pretty good timing for our raid as we wrap this up today. Vieni, o guerriero vindice. The spoils of battle are carried in. Finally, Radames arrives. Enjoy the ballet. I assume, like, the music is well recorded as part of the original work. But when Verdi wrote this, I assume it, you know, the way opera works is it just says, like, all right, this piece is a ballet. And so all of the, like, actual choreography, I assume, is a modern interpretation. Which is kind of a fun part of this kind of stage show. It's like a living work of art that continues to evolve. Watch out for that rock, dude. What is watching Verdi's Aida at the New York Met if not just the Shapes tape, but for adults? These are just more complex and impressive shapes. All right, our final segment of Aida, and then we will be done. The spoils of battle are carried in. Finally, Radames arrives. Horses. Oh, Ethiopian slaves. Or dead guys, who knows? Oh no, they've killed elephants. We gotta get those two kids and their seal after them. I would love a Seabert opera. And that's it. That was Aida from Verdi. There are 3 more opera segments on this tape. The next one coming up, the next time we get into opera is Puccini's Turandot. So, that's going to be it for today. Let's commence our raid. What was your message? I don't know. I don't know, but we've learned about Alaskan bush pilots today. We've learned about Seabert. We had low-budget Christmas. We learned shapes, and we got a little taste of opera. This was a really fun stream. Thank you all for being here, Triangle Boy. Yeah, there were no pandas. Maybe next time. Come back on Saturday. We'll be watching a few more tapes, including probably some more Christmas cheer. And then that'll be Golden VCR for the year. That'll be a wrap. Thank you again for being here. Hope you have a lovely week, everybody. Talk to you soon. Go Raid.